Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showcasing you the new Overlord hovercraft and Tycoon, which costs 1,199 Robux, and for that price is probably one of the most worth vehicles in the game, because it's pretty good. And so I'll do a test of speed or mobility, so it's not just speed, it's also including how well can I get around the map, of HP, which includes stuff like, do I take extra damage, or do I take decreased damage from this source of damage? For example, aircraft guns, or maybe tank cannons, or maybe flak cannons from another Overlord. And then the firepower test is just going to be me shooting at other things and seeing how much damage I do. Like, shooting near an aircraft. What if it doesn't hit the aircraft dead on, because the flak explodes near the aircraft? What if it hits dead on, though? Does it do more damage? And also, how much damage do the rockets do in the missiles? And that is kind of what the firepower test is going to be. And so, let's jump into the speed test first.
So, how mobile is the Overlord hovercraft? Well, as you're watching it race around the map on screen right now at some 2 or 3 times speed, it is incredibly fast. And on screen right now is a stat card, and here's a zoomed in version of the speed. It goes 80 speed, level 0. So the top speed is on screen right now. Just multiply 80 times 1.3, and there you go. So yeah, very fast vehicle, and I would give it a 9 out of 10, just because it can't fit through everything, because there are some tight fits that it can't get through. But overall, 90% of things it can go over or fit through, so it's really mobile overall. So 9 out of 10 for mobility, because it's better than every ground vehicle known to man, pretty much. And boat, too, actually. And with speed out of the way, let's move on to HP.
Alrighty, so first up, we have one contender that is going to be testing its firepower out against the hovercraft that I'm most interested in. An aircraft, an F-35, because the Reaper gets torn apart by aircraft, but does the Overlord too. F-35, shoot at me for about 1 second with your gun, please. And as you may see, it tears apart me. For about 1 second of firing, it took about nearly half my HP. So if this was maxed HP, which it's not, it's level 0, it would probably take about 3 seconds or so to completely kill me. Oops, that is damaging me. Alright, F-35, I've turned off my APS. Can you hit me with a missile, please? So, alrighty, it does like a decent chunk. It wasn't too much. I actually didn't get it though, because I was repairing. Can you hit me with another missile? I'm not repairing, even though it says I am. Alright, 10%, that's pretty good. Can you drop a bomb directly on me, please? Alrighty, 1 bomb directly on me. You missed completely, buddy. Really? What are we doing? Alright, about 20%, 22-ish%, which is pretty bad. So in terms of firepower, the F-35 could possibly hit 4 bombs and then 2 of the missiles, because I have 4 active protection system uses, so logically speaking, only 2 would hit. So that would kill me because of the bombs doing so much damage. But the main killer from F-35 is the gun, because it kills me in like under 10 seconds, no matter what. He lines up a shot, I die immediately. Alrighty, Abrams X, come over here, please. Come over to like the little coast area. Right, like right there, I guess. We are going to test out the Abrams X's drones and javelin on me first. So, drone. Alright, fire off that javelin, please, to start. Fire off that javelin, please. Fire off that javelin. Alrighty, so that was however much percent I put on screen right now. And then fire a drone, please. And that was, so 10% actually, I think. But you gotta remember, interestingly enough, I have 4 FPS, so only one of those would hit. So that's actually pretty notable in terms of defense. Alright, please fire your main cannon at me. And, fire your main cannon, please. Alright, that does a lot of damage. It does about 40% of my HP, I guess, nearly. Around there, like 38% or so, or like 50, I don't know. It does a lot of damage. I put up the screen, the number on screen right now. Fire your machine guns at me for a few seconds, please. Like 3 seconds totaling. Alright, hold up. I'll tell you, just fire your machine gun for a solid 2 seconds straight. Just holding F. Alright, ready? Okay. It did a lot of damage, but I was repairing that entire time, notably. So that does quite a decent chunk of damage.
So overall, for survivability or HP, it's a pretty high ranking of, I would say, 7.5 out of 10. The fact that aircraft can just hold left mouse button on you for like 5 seconds, even if you're maxed, which, same case if you're maxed, you will die to their gun. That is what weighs it down so much, but it does really good against ground vehicle, has a ton of HP. And it has smoke and APS, which make it even more survivable. So 7.5 out of 10 for survivability. And now let's move on to the firepower test.
Alrighty, so Lulu just captured a point, but hello, Abrams X. Please turn off your. Actually, don't turn off your APS. Let me get through it real quick. So, in terms of firepower, we are packing for missiles. However much damage is that, which is a lot. And this is a level 0 firepower too. And for the gun, a lot. For these, well, I can just hold left mouse button. So, yeah, he's pretty much dead. I can't really say who would win in a head-on fight between these two, but I might win in a head-on fight. It kind of does matter who sees each other first, because Abrams X can get a massive advantage if it hits me with its gun. And that's why I'm going to be doing another thing later on today, which is just going to be the final clip of who wins in a just head-on 1v1. Alright, F-35, where you at? F-35. Alrighty, I'm going to cut to when the F-35 finally reappears. And alrighty, I managed to get the F-35 back. And so, let's test out the proxy rounds to start. So, not hitting it, but nearly hitting it. It does decent damage, not that good, but if I hit it, 120 damage, which tears through his HP. And then the gun does 1,000, which 2 shots. So obviously the F-35, if it sees me first, and if it looks at me for about 2 or 3 seconds, it will kill me with its gun, no matter what, nearly. However, my proxy rounds do the same thing to him, except at a much slower rate.
Which now begs the question, how good is the firepower? Well, I would say 10 out of 10. Against aircraft, the proxy rounds are absolutely insane, and you can hit aircraft with rockets technically for an insane 1,000 damage, which is crazy good. And in terms against ground, the lock-on missiles, really good. The rockets are really good, and the proxy round is also really good. And against boat, it's all but the same, because it has artillery, so you can just shoot and cover. 10 out of 10 across the board, I say, for firepower.
The straightforward test against an Abrams X is up next. Alrighty, so here's a head-on where I'm using my proxy rounds. Alright, when I say 3, we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I did win, but he had a maxed out Abrams X. This isn't a maxed Overlord. And I do believe these would be more effective in combination with the rockets. Notably enough. Alright, hold up. Can I? Come here. Come here. Yes, I can. That was actually really hard to do if he was a smart pilot, because he would go way up and I wouldn't be able to hit him. Or he'd just fly away, because this is a pretty limited range, actually. No, never mind. That's pretty good. It's pretty solid range, actually. So yeah, when this thing is maxed out, it'll be super strong. I mean, it can head on an Abrams X and win, which is pretty impressive. Though my APS wasn't on. My accurate protection system wasn't even on. So I nerfed myself by accident. So yeah. Overall, this vehicle is the best vehicle in World of Q, I think, all around. Otherwise, okay, F-35, Super Hind, or this thing are probably one of the tied-ish for best multi-role. But Abrams X costs, however much is on screen right now. Wow, that's a lot, I guess. Overlord, more worth it. I think Abrams X costs 1.5k. Not as worth it as hovercraft, I would say, actually. I like the hovercraft a lot more because of its maneuverability. But yeah, that is a little showcasing of the hovercraft. Speed, mobility, speed, HP, and firepower. I said the same thing twice, I think. Yep, I said speed and mobility. Alright, I need to cut this before I talk too much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!